Hey guys, Diego here with a quick video. So I have this 2006 432. Don't really know what year this is. Just gave them the VIN, asked for the part number, they gave it to me. Guess it doesn't matter that much. So anyways, it has the ABC suspension, active body control, and that means it's hydraulic. So this hydraulic line bursts. All of them burst at one point or another. But this one burst right there. Anyways, all the fluid leaked out, and I wanted to replace it for the customer, but I didn't have any information on how exactly to do this because apparently it's not something that gets replaced very often. So you can see here on the new one, it's basically all hard tubing up to T or L, however you want to call it. And then this just end has a little bit of rubber on it, which I think is just ridiculous. They should have made the whole thing metal. But here I will show you where exactly it comes out of. Anyways, sorry about that. Point is, here's the line. Here's the line. It needs to be removed. So first thing I did to inspect it is remove the splash shields. It's just a bunch of 10 millimeters, and then there's another 10 millimeter here. Kind of put it on backwards so it'd be out of the way, but it's just a little rubber line, and it sits there. I don't know if I'm gonna have to remove this line right here, maybe the bracket, or maybe over here. I thought this was gonna be it, but maybe this needs to be removed as well to give me a little extra room. And then over here is where the fun really begins. Let me grab. So the fun begins over here. So I started tracing the line and seeing where it went. So I disconnected it here. Then I had to remove the shield. But to remove the shield, you need to remove the exhaust. To remove the exhaust, it's not like most other Mercedes nowadays where you can remove. Usually there's a clamp here or here, and you can just remove this side. No, this, I guess to save money, I don't know, its weight. This thing weighs like 100 pounds. It's not very light. You have to remove the whole exhaust system together on this car. To remove that, you need to take these out. They can come down a little bit once you loosen the bolts on the side. And you remove the exhaust and the shield. Then you have to remove the steering linkage. Disconnect as a 13, and then the driver's side, or the side on the driver's end of things, gets pushed up in there and gets tossed out of the way. You move this one, and then you remove that one, which covers this whole section right here. After that section gets removed, you want to remove the shield that covers right here, because this line is unexposed. It's actually under that. But to remove that, you need to remove the motor mount. So jacked up the engine, remove that side of the motor mount. Once that shield is removed, then, only then, you're close enough to remove it. But as you just saw, it looks like I actually have to remove the bracket on this line here or here in order to give it enough room or slack for the line to start coming out this way. So I'm actually going to do that now. The system is empty anyways, and it's going to have to be bled, so it's no big deal removing this line right now or pushing it out of the way. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll get back to you once the line is able to be removed. Oh, so you can see I was able to remove it, but some might ask, at what cost? I mean, this thing was already pretty bad. I was poking my fingers when it bent like that. Just hitting my fingers, and you can see a lot of metals inside. It's just rusty. Rusty? I don't know. It's corroded maybe? I don't know. Same thing maybe? I'm not sure. Point of it is, look at all the bends I had to make on it. I'm not too worried about putting it back in because one, it's thick tubing, and two, this shape was achieved by bending. So as long as we don't do anything crazy, the new one should go on with not ease, but breaking it. Basically the L shape is on this side, so it came out this way. I don't think there's any way to bring it this way, because pretty much once it goes through this lip and out of this place, then it's pretty simple to get it out. There's plenty of room. But you can see all of the clips that I had to remove to get to this point. Some of them, the ones on the engine bay, were actually tied together with some tape. I don't know if that was done at the factory or what, but it was kind of like this, wrapped around, so I had to cut them for the two lines to separate, because there's two lines up there. There's a couple hidden ones that you can't really see. Yeah, it's in the back of here, kind of almost where this one is. Obviously I had to remove this one. This one's already bent like this. This one I removed the clip on, and there's one right there. So, you know, not the simplest of jobs, but it can be done. I was thinking, if I can't do it like this, I might have to drop the subframe just a tad to, you know, to get it in. So I'm gonna keep going, and I'll update you once that line goes back in, and I'll let you know how easy or hard it was. Alright, so we got the line in. It wasn't, this is one right here. It wasn't too difficult really. Obviously I had to bend it, not as much as the last one. Not sure why that is, but it seemed like it went in easier. As you can see, it's on there. It goes everywhere it needs to go. It's not completely perfect yet. I still need to bend it some more, but I actually wanted to show you. So I found it so much easier once you got it in there and you unkinked whatever you kinked to put it in there, putting the lines on both sides, and start putting as many brackets as you can on. I put this one on over here, and then as you can see right here, I got this old seat belt wrapped around one of the lines right there, and then I just bring it down, and that allows me to bend it back into place, because getting my hand in there wasn't too easy. I guess if you want to do this job without removing the subframe, which is, I think, the proper way to do it, but like I said, not even Mercedes software told me how to do this properly, so I guess there's multiple ways of doing it. You can do it like this. I guess the reason why they didn't give you the diagram like this is because they would have had to tell you to bend the line, and I'm sure that's not part of the proper way to do it. But the alternative really is removing this whole subframe, holding the engine from the top, and then doing it that way. which even then, I guess, I don't know. It could be an option, but it's not really an option for a lot of us. You would have to either disconnect or leave some stuff hanging, and to me it doesn't make any sense. So this is the way I did it. I suppose I'll give you one final update once I have all the brackets in, and I can show you that it can be done. I guess to this point it's still theoretical. Although everything's connected, you could leave it like this if you're a savage, but I run a business and I need things to be done perfectly. That's how I do it. So I'll be back once all the brackets are in, and then I'll show you. Alright, so I got the line in with all the brackets. I actually forgot to show you, but it took about an hour and a half of just bending the tubes and scratching my hand. And I mean, I'm used to the scratching of the hands, but it was not a fun experience. Anyways, it's in, everything's good. Just putting back the motor mount now. I put the shield back on, then it goes motor mount, then this little plastic thing, then steering rack, then exhaust, and splash shield on the outside. Then I'll be able to bleed the system. So I guess I'll update you when this is all done and how to bleed the system. Alright, so I got the line in. Right now I don't have any of the shields on because obviously I want to check that everything went great, nothing's touching. Let's see if we can show you the light. So here's the new line. You can see there's no more gash in it. The shield's on. Obviously it goes all the way back here. I tightened these up pretty snugly. I know how they work, you know, it's metal on metal, so they kind of give it a little more than you think you should, and that actually seals the two metal surfaces together. So now that everything's on, I'm gonna lower the car and begin filling it up. So as you can see, the car is pretty low, but that should be fixed soon. So here's the ABC reservoir, and they don't want you to remove it, but as you can see, somebody already did what I'm about to do. There's move the filter. Before we fill it up, I want to start by adding some oil into the reservoir. So now the reservoir is at least started. You can close this back up because this is actually a return line. Everything that goes through the system gets filtered through that little filter right there. And then the remaining fluid we can actually add through the dipstick. Now, as far as I have seen, the only way to fill this properly and bleed all the air out is doing it through the scan tool. Well, something happened. Not sure what, but something happened. So let's bring it back up and see what. Looked like it built pressure and it just started leaking. It was flying up until 100 bar. Can't tell anything. Oh boy. Honestly, cannot even tell. This seems to be. So it looks like a line over here might have been disconnected while I was trying to get it out. I realized that I needed to take it out, and then I guess it stayed disconnected. I really couldn't take it off, but I suppose I disconnected it enough to move it a little bit. So now we're gonna add air again to bring up the pressure and then try to do rodeo again. So as you can see, one side is on and the other one's off. So we're gonna measure with the on side, and it should be between here and here. So we're a little low. Let's add some and then do the Rodeo. So we're at the right point now, and let's go ahead and start. Don't see any issues, and it is holding pressure, so. It should take about 15 minutes for this to complete, and after the 15 minutes Mercedes actually says to do it once more because the complete bleeding should take 30. So I'm gonna let this run, and I'll inspect after the first one's done and do a second one. Okay, so contrary to what I heard, I don't know what that is that. Contrary to what I heard, it doesn't stop by itself. It just goes on. It said it would do it 420 times, which is crazy to me. But as you can see, it is now done. So let's check the fluid level. Right on the money. So that was that. That's how to replace the ABC line on your 2003, 2006 S500. Thank you.